I'm Gabriel with Wesabe, and Wesabe is the perfect blend of community and personal finance. And we have been bringing community and personal finance together for the last couple of years. We were the first to market, and we have really been doing a great job of helping people understand their money through money management tools, as well as giving them the ability to actually interact with each other. The beauty of community and personal finance is that money is one of those things that's hard to talk about. And so when you have community, you actually give people the ability to share insights with each other in an anonymous fashion. And sharing insights with each other can not only help in actually making good spending decisions, good behavior decisions, but it also can really help in emotional support as well. One of the new things that we've done is our new homepage. And we really think that it brings to life some of the great things about Wesabe, because it's really all about your money and all about your life. It's not just your money and managing your money online. This is one of the ways that we've been innovating. Another way that we've innovated recently is with the Twitter application. So those of you that are familiar with Twitter, it's a great way to stay in touch with folks. Well, you can actually Twitter your information into Wesabe. So if you're leaving the conference today, you're going to take a $12 cab ride uptown, you can actually Twitter that into your Wesabe account and throw that receipt in your pocket. If you lose it, doesn't matter. It's tagged as work expense, and you're going to make sure that you have that expense captured. So that's one of the ways that we've innovated recently. But what I'm going to show you today is bringing community data and personal data to life in a customizable fashion. We don't think product managers should decide how people manage their money. It shouldn't be one size fits all where you have a graph that you have to fit your information into. Ideally, you would decide how you want to do it, and then you would be able to build the graphs that make sense to you. So we started with our tagging system back in the day. That's what Wesabe is built on. So rather than having categories that you have to fit your information into, you can create the categories that make sense to you. So for example, here you see the different tags that are in this account. And not only can you see the tags that make sense to you, but you can also drill down into those tags and get a sense of what are the sub-level tags. And depending on how your tagging system works, you can get deep into your spending data. And you can actually, if I clicked on View Transactions here, it would actually take into your transaction register, and you can really get in and dig in and see where all those expenses are going. But the really exciting thing that I'm showing you today is this piece down here where it says restaurant spending. This is a graph that I called up through our API just this morning. Now, API is a technical thing, application programming interface. It's usually the domain of web developers. We have a lot of developers that are Wesabe members, and they're using our API to customize their data all day long. They're pulling it into custom spreadsheets. They're loading into their websites. But API is really the domain of developers. We're taking API and that concept of sharing data anonymously to everybody. So this is an example of where you can actually pick and choose the things that you want to show on your homepage. So rather than canned graphs, the two up here, we're basically saying this is the information you get. Down below, I can pick restaurant spending, as I've shown here, or I could simply type in mortgage, if I can type here, and then it'll show me my mortgage spending. Now, it will also show me how my fellow Wesabians are actually spending, and it will, then I can compare. It's not quite as far along as we would like. This is brand new out of the gates. But the red dashes across the top show you how Wesabians are spending. So you can get a sense of how you're comparing to the rest of the population. So it gives you a good look at where you could be going with your spending, whether you are above the average, below the average. Now, this is really the tip of the iceberg, because what we're going to be doing over the next month is we're going to be taking this concept, which is still in a very rudimentary form, and we're actually going to build a graph gallery. And we aren't going to do it, our community is going to do it. So people are going to be able to go in here with a much easier to use and nicer interface than this. They're actually going to be able to build graphs that make sense to them, share them with the community, and then if you come in as a new member, you can go through the whole selection of graphs and be able to say, wow, that one looks really cool. click on that and it'll populate with your data. So over time, the community will be able to share their graphs with each other. The ones that are more highly ranked will rise to the top of the list, and everybody will ultimately benefit from each other. One of the other interesting things about this is it's not just your data, it's also the community data. So in this graph down at the bottom here, where does your money go? We actually have a rating system within your transaction register where you can rate merchants either as you're a fan, which means you love them, you're a user, which means you're indifferent, or you're captive, which means you're doing it because you have to. And over time, what you can do is you can see how do the rest of the Wesabians rate these merchants. And so you can see here, you can adjust your behavior because better merchants are probably going to give you better value for your money. Some cases they'll save you money, some cases they'll give you better customer service, but overall you're going to have a better experience. So once again, we're trying to bring data to bear so that our members can make good decisions and have better behavior overall when it comes to their money. So this is just another example of how Wesabe is innovating, blending together personal finance and community to help everybody benefit. So if you'd like to hear more, I'll be at the table. Please stop by and say hello.